One of my favorite quotes of all time comes from leadership coach John Maxwell, who says that success is not something that happens in an instant. It's something that we practice daily. Success is something we practice daily. So what that says to me is it begs the question, what are the practices that we can incorporate into our lives each and every day to make sure that they continue to compound over time, to make sure that they help us create the best life ever? Hi everyone, Chris Natzke here with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching with your Mind of a Champion tip of the week. Legendary coach John Wooden of the 1970s was famous for saying to his players, and anyone who would listen for that matter, make every day your masterpiece. Make every day your masterpiece. Now what he meant by that is that taking a look at even the little things that we're doing and approaching them with excellence. Because when we do that effort that we have, it begins to compound. Because masterpiece effort, masterpiece attention to detail leads to masterpiece days, which leads to masterpiece weeks, which leads to masterpiece months, which leads to masterpiece years, which leads to masterpiece lifetimes. In fact, one of the famous things that I remember hearing that Wooden would do is the first day of practice for the new season. He had some of the most elite players on the planet playing for him at University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA. But he would literally spend the first day of practice teaching them how to put on their socks and shoes. Now, why would he do that? Well, when they learned how to put on their shoes or their socks and shoes properly, what it would mean is they could avoid getting blisters on their feet. And since they would not have blisters on their feet, they could practice more. And if they could practice more, they could achieve excellence. So what are the things that you're doing each and every day to make sure that you're ensuring that you're living a masterpiece day? Well, I've got 4 items that I want to share with you, things that I attempt to do each and every day, and things that I focus and I teach to my coaching clients as well as my martial arts students. And that's what I want to share with you now. So the 4 C's of creating a masterpiece day. The first is this. First C is to connect. Now, what do I mean by connect? What I mean by that is connecting inside of ourselves and connecting with something larger than ourselves. You could call it God, you could call it spirit, you can call it your higher power, whatever it is. But so many of us, we dictate our days. The first thing we do in the mornings, we pick up our cell phones and we're taking a look at the latest news and videos, etc. And we can get totally off balance because of all the noise that's going on. But what I'm speaking about here from a connection standpoint is slowing down, getting quiet, and connecting with that still small voice within. Because generally speaking, all of the answers that we are looking for are already inside of us. But oftentimes what we need to do is just get quiet. We just need to connect with that part of ourselves, because when we're in that congruence between our head and our heart, that's when we can handle any challenge with the greatest amount of ability and power that we can muster. It's already there. And from that place of connection with ourselves and something bigger than ourselves, then we can connect with the people that we interact with. The people that we interact with at work, our clients, our family, our children, whoever that might be. From that point of connection first with self, now we can be much more present and connect better with those that are most important to us. So number 1 is take time to connect. Number 2 is take time to create. I mean, let's face it, we are creative beings. I mean, we are put on this planet to create. Whether it's something that we're doing at work, something we're doing leisure, if we're creating a relationship, whatever that is, we are creative beings. And when we tap in to that source, now what happens is there's an excitement about life. I mean, I can venture to say that the times in my life that I'm most appreciative of are not when things were going super easy, but it was the times when things were maybe a little challenging and I was forced to be creative in terms of how I was going to deal with that situation. When we tap into that creative aspect of ourselves, we tap into our power. And when we do that, that's a great way of creating a masterpiece day. Number 3 is to contribute. Contribute. Where can you use your gifts, your skills, your wisdom, your knowledge, whatever it is, to contribute to make your team, your family, the world a better place? You know, I have a theory, and I've never proven it, but this is just something that I have in my mind that I think is true, that I really believe is true, is that if each and every one of us was really in touch with the gifts that we had to give in this world, and we were actively doing it, almost all of the problems on this earth would go away. Now follow me on this. It might be a little utopian, but follow me on this. Because we would feel so good about our contribution to the planet, we would want nothing else for everyone else to have the same experience. And we'd all be lifting each other up. And so from that place of contribution, we not only lift up ourselves, but we lift up others. So contribute. And then finally, when you end each and every day, is contemplate what you learned, what lessons you learned, what you did that day, what worked, what didn't, what lessons can you take forward into the next day? What are you grateful for? So many times, many of us are watching television and we just flop into bed and we never take time to really sit down and just, even for a few moments, just think about the past day's experience and how we're going to use that to build in the next days ahead. So there you have it, my friends. There are my 4 C's of creating a masterpiece day. Number 1 is connect. Connect with that part of yourself so you connect better with others. Number 2 is create. Allow the flow of your gifts to move into something positive. Number 3, it's connected to this, but contribute in some way, because the best way, I think, to lift ourselves up is to help lift up others. And then finally is contemplate at the end of each and every day. What were the lessons you learned and how can you use them moving forward? So there you have it, my friends. Thanks so much for listening. I'll tell you what, check out my website, chrisnatzke.com. If you would like to learn more about my programs, and also I have a special offer this month that if you move into and purchase my 8-week program using the code Feb 2022, you save 50% on my Mind of a Champion online program. Would love to share that with you as well to see if you can help move your days ahead and impact your life in a positive way. So anyway, this has been Chris Natzke with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching, and we'll see you next time on the Mind of a Champion Tip of the Week.